Hi and welcome to this Lead Finder local introductory video. And in this video I just want to cover the basics of installing your application and how to get up and running and how to use the thing. The whole idea is I just want to get you running and working with the application as soon as possible. So basically you will have downloaded your setup.exe file. I've got it here on my desktop. So I'm just going to run that by double clicking it. And this will install the program. So simply follow the prompts. And you can change these things as a normal install, but if you just install to the default location, everything would be pretty good. Okay, I usually like to create a shortcut on my desktop and let it install. And when it gets there, I'll leave that tick to launch Lead Finder local. I'll click finish. And it launches the application for me. Now, if there's any problems launching the application, in some cases it may come up with a bar or a message box saying that it doesn't recognize the application or something. It's kind of the computer security system or Microsoft Windows security system. Don't worry about that. The application is guaranteed to be completely safe, 100% malware or virus free. So simply click either the More link or click the Install anyway or go anyway. Basically just follow whatever process is for your particular operating system to run this application. It's 100% safe, so you've got nothing to worry about. On the first time you come in, and it'll be remembered, you'll need to put in a username and password. Okay, but as I said, that will be remembered now. So you won't have to do that once you've done it the first time. That'll be great. And then basically we're good to go. So you get given a simple startup window, if you like. And all it's asking you for is basically a search for any new project. And we can select a country and region. We can then add a locality if we want to narrow that down. And the query, which we'll look at in just a moment. So let me just select the country and region. So we've got 30 countries in here. I'm going to stick with the United States for the moment, and I'm going to select a region of CA, so it'll be California. And obviously if I change the countries on this side, it'll change the regions here. So we've got the UK cities, etc. So it'll depend on your country to what you get, obviously. So as I said, I'm going to stick to United States of America and California and accept that. And as you see, it just puts a CA in there for us in the United States of America. And now I just need to put a query in now. In this particular one, I'm going to look for chiropractors. So I'm just going to put chiropractor in there and click search. And off it goes. And as you can see, immediately we get, in this case, 48 results back. Okay, so this is chiropractors in California. And as you can see, there's actually a total of 23,000 results, and it's just displayed the first 48. Now we've got a grid up here, and I can expand this grid and do whatever I want to make it nice and easy to read for me. And you'll see it's got a bunch of particular information in here. It's kind of got the name and address, the region, locality, zip codes, telephone number, website, and I'll have the email address in there as well. Once we got to this point, I have got a paging option here which says next 50. So as I said, we've only got 48 results of the 23,000, and I can click the next 50, and you'll see it'll add another 50 in there, and I'll get another 50. There we are, another 50. I've got another 200 results now, and I can do that up to a maximum of 500 results on one grid. Now, as I just scroll down now, as I say, you can see we've got all the various bits of information in here for these nearly 200 results. I just want to talk a little bit about the grid itself and how we can kind of manipulate that. As I said, if we look at this, we've got 198 results of 23,000 odd. Now, obviously, 198 is not many of that 23,000. That's just a tip of the iceberg, as it were. So there's a couple of ways we can manipulate the grid to look at things better. We can use filters, which you can see up here. We've got business, address, region, locality, zip code, telephone number. These are all filters. And I can literally type in here anything I like. So if I want to filter on the business, I can literally just type in that box. So I just type in S, and I get all the ones beginning with S. I've got an SA, it gives me all the ones beginning with SA. So obviously now I've got Sam's, San Diego Animal, Sacramento Chiropractor. So it filters down what's in the list. So I've still got 198 results of those 23,000 and changed the size of the list of just what I can see in it. And again, you can use any of these filters. So I'm going to remove that filter. Now what we've got here is locality and the zip code. So if I just put a few more pages in here of these results and kind of, let's just stick 400, 450 in there just so I can see what's going on a bit better from the searching. And I can use this filter to filter out automatically locality and zip code. So let's say, for instance, we want to look at all the chiropractors in Long Beach. I can just click Long Beach. Again, I can add that to the filter. So let me just add that to the filter. It does it automatically. In fact, there's only 2 of those 448 results actually in Long Beach. So I can click on Long Beach again. I can remove it from the filter and I get my 448 back. But obviously there's likely to be more in the 23,000, not just in the 448 in Long Beach. So if I click Long Beach again, I can add Long Beach in this case to locality. In this case, it does a new search. And you can see what we've got now is actually 229 chiropractors in Long Beach. I've only got 50 results. Of course, I can just step here and get all the results I want to, get all those 229 results. There we go, 229 of 229 results. So, now I've got all those there. In fact, I could thin those down. 229, that's probably a lot to, if I was going to go visiting these people, for instance, that would be a lot to meet in one day. So maybe I could take a postcode. So let's take this 90802 postcode and let's add that to a query. And it'll requery again. And I've now got chiropractor 9082, and this time I've got 22 results, much more realistic. So there we are, 22 chiropractors, all in the same postcode, very easy for visiting. Got all your telephone numbers here and the website addresses, and many of these will have email addresses in here as well, but you can also go to the website, etc., and find them. So you've got all the information you need to really hit a small area, if you like. So while we just stick to looking at the way searches work, we can actually go up here and we can change the search completely. So I've got the current search up here. If I just click on that, and it brings us back to the search form, and I can change this. So I could just take Long Beach out of the locality if I wanted, for instance, and take that out of there, go back to just chiropractor. And if I search again, of course, it'll just go back to where I did my original search, in fact, but I could add anything here I wanted. So if I look, for instance, let's just look at the search at the moment. And for instance, I notice we've got the 714 dialing code there. So let's just take that 714. And by the way, if you want to copy anything from here that's not highlighted in the blue, if you just click blue links, will open up the operations for you. But if you want to just copy something, you can literally just highlight and press Control-C and it will copy that onto the clipboard for you. I'm just going to copy this 714. And I'm going to Control-C, so I've copied that one up. And I'll go back to my search. I'm going to edit my search by adding in that 714. And let's just see what we get now if I search. So what that's done, basically, is searching for chiropractor and everything with 714 in it. And by that, you'll see we've got the 714 dialing codes. So everywhere it's got the 714 dialing code, I've now got in there. It's also got in those that are at 714 for a number of the actual street they're in as well. So basically anything that has 714 in it. So basically you can use this to search for the whole of the information for any kind of piece of information that you want, or piece of filter or focus that you want to be able to find anything you want. So it's very, very versatile as far as searching is concerned. So let's just go back to here for one more time. And the only other thing we have to show on here on the search side really is the export, and everything that's in this grid I can actually click the export and it will go off and allow me to save that off, and I can rename that to whatever I want, and I can save off that as an Excel spreadsheet, or obviously it's a CSV file so you can open it up in Excel or any other spreadsheet that you use. But what I want to do is go a bit deeper into these. Let's go and do a new search. Actually, this time I'm going to select United States. I'm going to stick in California, and let's try, for instance, nail bar. And let's find some nail bars in California. Okay, so we've got 167 nail bars in California. That's great. Let me just open these up so I can see these just a little bit better. We'll see the detail a bit better. And what I'm going to do is get some more info. See this more info tag up here. So let's go to this sunflower nail bar. I can select this one, click the more info, and it'll go off and it'll do a kind of a deep dive analysis of it. Now, if this is the first time that you open this up, it needs to be authenticated by Google. So you need to just log in with your Google account. So that's your Gmail account. If you've got a Gmail account, you can go and get one for free. Just go Google, can I have a Gmail account? And you can just register yourself. So I just need to register a Google account here. So let me just put that in. And just hit next on that one, put the password in, and sign in. And it'll go off and do the data collection for me. Now you only need to do this once. This is the first time you do it. Once you do this, it'll the program itself will save that information off for you and it'll interact directly with Google. So, okay, this is great now. It's pulled back, as you can see, exactly where it is. So we've got a little bouncy arrow here showing us where it is. And it's on 7894 Orangethorpe Avenue, and there it is, Orangethorpe Avenue in the map. Now it gives us various bits of information, but before I go there, let me just show you how we can find this. So we've got our little stick man over here, which we can drag off. This is our street view, if you like. And if I drop that, just center that on where that arrow's pointing to, or where that place sign's pointing to, and it'll give us a map of the location, or rather it'll give us a street view of the location. Now it's a very small one on here because we're inside here, so I'm just going to open this up into full screen, and that way I get a better idea of what's going on. So if I just spin round a moment, because I just want to look for the location, and if I turn around, there we go, as I spin around, there's our little bouncing arrow. So in here is where the location is. Now it's actually not right on the side of the road in this particular case, it's up, in fact there it is right in front of me. If I zoom in and just pull there we are. We've got the sunflower nail bar and foot center. So we can find the exact location on the map and we can look around, we can do whatever we want, find other locations here, check on parking, make sure that the business appears to still be there, etc. So there's various checks you can do, just so you have some idea when you arrive here, how you know what you're actually going to find when you arrive if you're going to visit the place, for instance. Okay, but not everybody's want to visit, so let's just pop out of that one. And let's just look at some of the other information that we have here. So now we'll have a full information. We've addressed, postcode, we'll have the email address if it's available. So in this case, we've got an email address there, and we've also got the opening times of the place. All these data may be available. We've got the website with a link direct to that, so we can go and look at their website and see if that's any good, or whether that needs attention. That's more information for us. Let's just open that one up and see what that looks like. And it'll open up in a browser here, and in fact it's come up with not found. So there's also a first problem it's got. It's actually must have allowed its domain to expire and actually doesn't have a website up and running. So there's one in for you already. Now it's got a Google My Business, so it's yes, and it hasn't found a G+ for it, but you can search for the G+, for the Google+, and it says it's not claimed. So we can look at Google My Business and find out where it is, and again all these links will take you to the actual business. So we need to check, see if that's claimed or not. We can actually click on the link here again, and it'll open up our ordinary browser and it'll take us in. So sure enough, here it is. The sunflower nail bar and foot care has come up, and we can double check that, and if that's not claimed, you can claim it from here. Okay, let's just go back to our lead finder local. Again, it searches for a Facebook with the matching domain name or business name, and it also searches for Twitter. If it finds a link, this link will take you to it. If it doesn't find a link, then it'll go and search. It takes you to the search, so you can do a deeper search. So it says search Facebook. Obviously, it hasn't found a Facebook page for this at the moment. So sunflower nail bar, and it hasn't come up with a sunflower nail bar directly, so maybe it has or hasn't. But as I said, you can do a little bit more deep dive into there and see if you can find the actual sunflower nail bar. But it looks as if it hasn't got a Facebook page. So again, this is something that you can be using as a lead into that business. Okay, similarly, it'll search Twitter, And we've also got a various number of checks here. So we've got the Moz local details. So let's just open that up and we'll see what happens. This actually takes it onto the Moz local directory check. So what it will do now, found the nail bar. It may be a selection here for you to choose from. So in actual fact, it's only found one. So it's only got one. If it was multiple ones, you would select the one you wanted, but it's only got the one. 7894 Orangethorpe Avenue. And we can just double check that is the right one. By the address, 7894 Orangethorpe Avenue. So yep, we're okay. That's the one we're looking for. So let me just click that one. And it'll run off and do the search for us. Okay, and with that done, it's come back. It's got a current score of 75. You can get up to 97 improved with Moz Local. There's a couple of ways you can do this. If we look down at the graph down here, we'll be able to see things that are, there's Facebook and Google. So you obviously can't find a Facebook page. It seems to have a Google Plus, but it's incomplete. Foursquare is incomplete. Super pages. So we've got various bits that are wrong with this that need fixing. So this is a good help to get things fixed. You can look at just incompletes on their own and it'll tell you exactly what's incomplete or what's inconsistent, what's actually not working properly or not registered properly. And of course you do duplicates as well. But what's great as well, we've also got reviews down here, so we can check down here and look at third-party reviews. These are all Google Plus reviews, or there's a Yelp reviews there as well. You get Foursquare. There's other external reviews, but you can look at the reviews and make sure they're all good. If they're not all good, again, this is an in for you. This tells you services that this particular company or this particular business needs. It needs more attention to their directories and attention to perhaps if there were some bad reviews here. These are actually all pretty good reviews, so this one's doing really well. But if they're bad reviews, then you've got some attention that needs to be taken with those as well. So again, it's more leads into the business, and that's what this is all about. So let's go back and look at this once more. We've got a few more checks. Again, this is leads into the business, mobile-friendly checks. One of the easiest leads in, of course, is the Google Plus or Google My Business non-claimed entries, and then of course perhaps the mobile friendly, so we can do a mobile friendly check. We've got various checks here. We've got a W3C mobile check. That's a very, very deep technical check for those of you that are interested in that level of checking. We've got the official Google mobile friendly check. Let's just have a look at that one. And okay, failed to fetch the requested URL, of course, because it hasn't got a website. So we'll go and look at another one of those in a moment. Let's just go and find one with another website. Let's close that one off for the moment. Let's try this Deluxe Nail and Spa. As you can see, because we've already logged in now once, we don't need to log in again. So that brings us back our information. Again, let's have a look at that. Deluxe Nail Bar is WordPress.com. Again, not great, a lead in for you. It's on WordPress.com. It's not on self-hosted. It really ought to be. So that's a lead in. But let's just have a look at it anyway. Let's make sure that's there. Yep, we've got a page. Very ugly. Don't like it at all. That definitely needs replacing with a professional looking business page. But let's just go back to our checks again and do a mobile friendly test. This is on WordPress.com. I'm guessing this will pass. Yep, so awesome. It's mobile friendly. In fact, it looks better on the mobile than it does on anywhere else. So that's probably a plus. Okay, but if this fails, then again, that's another lead in for you. And let's have a look at another one. We've got the speed check, so we can look and see how well the pages load up. This is an important thing with Google. This has got 67 out of 100, although it's got 100 out of 100 user experience. Again, that's for mobile. And we can look at the desktop and see how that works. And that one's got 84 out of 100. So, and it tells you what you need to do, show you how to fix it. So we look at the problems there and you can see how to fix it. Same as over here, see how to fix it. Consider fixing these. And these are reports that you can give and send as leads to your prospective clients. Okay, so that pretty much covers everything the Lead Finder does currently. Let's just, as a matter of interest, I'm just going to go back to look at the map. Now you see we've got 293 main drive up here. This has still got the last search in, so we just need to click this arrow back to go to the map. And if we just pull the map down a little bit, we're just looking for this little bouncy arrow. It's quite often hid up just in the corner there, just behind where it says map and satellite. So just pull that down to the center so you can have some idea what you can see there. And again, if I grab this little stick man and drop it on Main Street. And again, say it is a little small here, so you can always open it up into full screen size. And so a little scan around and see if we can find our little arrow. Should be floating around here somewhere. There it is over there. So let's just zoom into there. We'll travel up to the location. And with a bit of luck, we should be able to zoom in. There we are. Nails and facials. So I'm guessing that's our one. Telephone number 399-1942. Just close that down. Check the telephone number 399-1942. So that's brilliant. Spot on target. Okay, so as I said, there we are. That's a way for that information to be done. And each time as we do each of these extra searches, where it finds additional information, it will add and populate the grid here. So if you go through all these, you'll end up with a grid populated with whatever's available. So in this particular case, it's found it on Google My Business. It hasn't found a Google Plus page. It doesn't appear to be verified, and it hasn't found a Facebook and Twitter page. So these will be filled in depending on what data's found. Okay, that covers pretty much everything that's going on with Lead Finder Local version 2. I'll leave you to work with that yourself.